welcome. It's another early morning show. And here's, oh my God, cat. Oh, the sneezing's begun. Yeah, Johnny Carr, here's Johnny or whatever, here's early morning. He wasn't even in the room. As soon as I began talking, the freaking thing sprints into the room. And we're at full head of speed, shots right in there, right up on the lap. Hasn't bothered me at all until I began to talk. And, God, what a pain in the ass. All right, let's sit. Let's sit. Down. 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 Obviously, we have zero. Wow. Oh God, we're the king. We have zero training here. Okay, come on. We got a show to do, dude. So, would you have a seat? All right. Oh God. Oh, we're gonna have a cat full of coffee. White fur coffee? I don't know. It stains, doesn't it? We're gonna get right into it. We got a lot to do. Let me begin first. A couple really good documentaries were released by VC members yesterday that if you haven't watched, it's really worth looking at. First is Steve from FlipSideCT, who's the king of the documentary. I mean, he puts so many hours and hours. He finds all these vintage footage, pictures. And he just did one. It was called The Making of the Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed, Part 1. Possibly be a 3-part series. Super fascinating. Gets into the history of Let It Bleed, what was going on within the Stones with Brian Jones, and it's just pure entertainment. It is extremely professionally done, incredible, just amazing. There's a lot of love that's put into this. Please take a look at that, and it's just a channel if you really want some some wonderful information about music. And this guy really knows the Rolling Stones, but also New York City, the rock and roll of New York City, because he's been there. So FlipSideCT, take a look at that. And James Griffith is the channel. Again, another long-time member. He just put out a great documentary about John Peel, and he called it Good Night and Good Riddance. A catchphrase from John Peel. And it is about John Peel. Yeah, I remember in the 80s, it was always, you got excited when you're out hunting for records and you found a John Peel EP, from some group. And then, the CDs were made with John Peel's music. Such an influential DJ within the UK that came all the way over here. I mean, when he said this group's great, let me tell you, it took off. He was important. So take a look at James Griffiths and take a look at that documentary, Good Night and Good Riddance. I mean, the fun is just learning as we learn more about music, and when people put so much love and work into it, I mean, it is it makes it fascinating. Next, some things came in this last couple weeks I want to show you. Grab this. First one. These are CDs. Oh really? Oh golly, those are CDs? Oh yeah. These from Doc Byrne. And Doc had sent me, if many of you remember, after the flood, 2 extremely large CD holders filled with bootleg CDs, concert CDs, CDs burned from radio. This is just filled with everything from Emmylou Harris radio shows to more bootlegs, anywhere from the Velvet Underground to the Talking Heads. There's funk in here. This is just an incredible treasure trove of music that you just wouldn't find. And Doc shared this with me. And then he put this down without spilling it. Not only that, these are the handwritten notes of each CD, what's going on and what's happening. Doc was a big, probably still does, trades bootlegs. You know, that used to be a big thing. You get bootleg tapes and you would trade them back and forth, but you'd have to sneak into these concerts to get them, to bring in your recording equipment. And there was people that would do it. And he got to know them, and I should have had down some of this stuff. I mean, it's just fascinating what he wrote about this. You know, he gets into Thomas Edison and with the starting of the recordings, and just, I mean, this thing's just an incredibly beautiful document, just in itself. And he did this on that last batch too. So entertaining. Sent me a lot of books. Actually, we've been communicating. We both have a love of John Steinbeck, but he sent me some of these music books. Music Hounds Blues. This is like the Bible of looking at blues music and reading about the different artists and that. So the Essential Guide. Also, here's another one. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff, but we could go on a long time. The Rock Encyclopedia. Very, very cool. That's just two of the many. Book on Pink Floyd. All kinds of stuff. So really, really neat. Doc, this is very impressive, and couldn't thank you enough. But really, bottom heart, thank you. I had a VCLT come in. I kind of just caught me by surprise. Andrew Deers sent me this. Isn't that neat? This is the Rolling Stones. It's like an EP here of 55th anniversary, and it comes on beautiful, beautiful. Look at that green. Wow. Cat looks cool. Well, you can't see him now. Cat's down low. But this is a wonderful, wonderful album. This is just fun. As the Association Assistant West Coast Production Promotion Man, the Spider and the Fly, and then you know, Can't Get No Satisfaction, number 24456. So just, you know, what a surprise when I received this. Andrew, incredible. Thank you so much. And a couple weeks ago, I showed on the thing. I showed a Cramps album, but it doesn't have a jacket. And all of a sudden, I get a message, and it's from Ian Ballantyne, and he lives out in California. He goes, "I have that cover. I'll send it to you." I go, "Wow, that's great." You know, I got about 400 albums that I did save, but I don't have covers for anymore. And he goes, "What else do you need?" I hadn't taken time to write these down yet, so I did. I wrote them down. Actually, Doc has that list, and he says I might have some of these. Well, Ian sent me a bunch of covers, and I'm just going to show you some of these that I just filled up. So this is really, let me get them here. Hold on. Here's this is incredible. You ready for this? All right. Yeah, what's going on? I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with all this now. Oh, for God's sakes. Move that out of the way. There we go. Deja vu. Led Zeppelin 1. Now, I had the Led Zeppelin box sets. You know, they had a couple albums, a couple CDs. So now, you know, I was able to put them in these, which was really good. Led Zeppelin 2. You can see here's the, you know, there came 2 LP sets. I have them both in there. We have, there we go, 4. That's neat. Screaming for Vengeance. Lou Reed, New York. And these are all my OGs I had, which is super cool to get that. Blondie, Parallel Lines. Yeah, I saved that. How about that? These are all ones I saved from the flood. I love the early Blondie. There's Blondie self-titled. Cars Candio. The first 2 Cars were Essential. I had something on the first one. Elvis Costello. His first 5 I saved. And we got My Aim Is True. What a wonderful album. I was able to get cover for that. Beatles White Album. That thing's an OG. I was able to get a cover. Look at that. The Cramps Greatest Hits. I mean, I figured I'd never get that cover. Isn't that beautiful? And David Bowie. I saved all the 70s David Bowie, so we had some of that. I was able to get Young Americans and Ziggy Stardust. Black Flag. I had all the early Black Flag. Slip it in. Oh, so exciting. Changes one. And really, why can't we be friends? Very. And there's some other ones here, but those are the ones that I found that I had, and just amazing to get covers and put those in. I was just so delighted. So, a lot of fun. Very, very happy. Thank you, Ian, for doing that for me. Wow. I have to readjust my list and cross off a bunch. So, here we go. All right, we have. Wow, that's 10 minutes. We got music that's inspired. A lot of people have inspired me to buy. The first one is here. This is the Cowboy Bebop. And I mean, this is not the kind, I've seen it out there. I'm not buying that. I don't know. Jimmy Gleason, the son of the record store owner, Jim Gleason, his son Jimmy Gleason, got me to buy this. Good salesman, right? And, you know, he put it on. And this actually, it's the soundtrack from a 1998 Japanese anime TV series about some bounty hunters. And the music's by Yoko Kono. And let me tell you, this thing, it is incredible. It's jazz, there's blues, it's like 60s action film. There's some operatic almost type music, some pop. Mostly is instrumental. Blew me away. My God, it was so much fun. So good. It's right. It's a 2-album set. Comes in that splatter. There's no way in a million years I've seen it, but that I would have bought it. You know, I just thought, it's probably for younger kids, you know, or whatever. Incredible stuff. This music from Yoko, and in fact, a lot of the show, the episodes were inspired by the music. So she began writing the music even before they were getting the whole show going. And so it's just a huge variety of genres. Take a look if you want. The name of the group is actually called Seatbelts. Seatbelts is the name of the group, and Cowboy Bebop is the name of the album. I just stream it. Listen to it, see what you think. And I was amazed. Really, really neat stuff on that thing, and I got a sample for you. Baraka P-Dub, he showed this. Skin shape, Umoja. Got it. Okay. And to me, this was a beautiful sounding album. It is kind of like if you were to take, I guess he uses a lot of hip-hop beats and stuff, but it's cinematic. There's some cinematic, some psychedelic type music that he'll put in with some of this hip-hop. On this album, I believe it's its 5th, he decided to explore African rhythms, and that's what he does. So it is very much inspired by the African rhythms that he was heard. He guest vocalists were on here playing, and the guy's name was Will Dory. Jeez. Now I can't remember. Skin Shape's the group, but yeah, the vocalists, he took them from all over the world and he had them sing in their own dialect, in their own language, to give it more of that world African feel. And just, it's really good. This is nice. It's relaxing. You can just put it on and just, it's just cool stuff. You know, that you can sit back and relax to. Worth looking at, looking into. Very enjoyable stuff. Really like this. Next one, inspired by Andrew Tales from the Crate. He posted this. I go, wow, what is that? This is a box set from Endless Boogie. And Endless Boogie, it's an Endless Boogie band. I've talked an awful lot about them. I really like them. They went to the basement, shall we say, and they found all these tapes. Some were demos, some were just jams, and they put out this 4-album set, and it's just 4 albums of jamming. And Endless Boogie is just relentless. It just keeps going and grooving. If that's your thing, you know, if you just like jam bands that just have a rhythm that goes on forever, these guys, this is it. And this was fun to listen to. You know, some are a little bit crude and some are extremely well produced, but it's just a band getting together, playing, turning on the tape recorder, and this is what comes out. So neat box set if that's your kind of music. Endless Boogie, and it's called The Gathered and the Scattered 1 through 4. Neat stuff. Really like that. Next, from Vinyl Richie, I bought an album on an auction that Captain Spaulding had, and he sent this. The Crimps, wow, man, I'm off, man. The Cramps. This is their 1977 demos, and this is for when they the music that they had for. When they did the songs the Lord taught us, and so it's just the different demo versions from that group. So neat to hear. You know, it's, you know, before Alex Chilton came in, you know, put in all the other stuff. This is the stripped down versions of their music. Very exciting as a Cramps fan. How could I not want this? But he also sent in saying thank you, Vinyl Richie, for this. King Sunny a Day. And I had this album. This is his African Beats. And King Sunny a Day put out a lot of music. And this is just one of them. He was from Nigeria. And just prolific artist. He did this in the 80s and has more of an 80s production in there, as you can hear within the keys. Almost feels like a little synth in here. There's just, look at this. This is the cast of players. These are all the people that play on the different songs. So he had a lot of different people playing on this. And so I've talked about this before because I had it, but I lost it. And then he sent this in. And so I really thank you for that. It's just, you know, when it comes to this kind of music, I love it. Moving on. I know I'm going a little quicker. I can't believe I spent 10 minutes at the beginning. But there was a lot of thanks for a lot of cool things that people said. Very amazing. Durdur from Somalia. And this is Volume 1 and Volume 2. The name of their first albums were called Volume 1 and Volume 2. So, pretty neat. So, Somalia music. And this was from the 80s. And the Durdur started, one of the members on Radio Mogadishu, which was what you listen to in Somalia, had a contest, a talent contest. And the singer, which I don't have the name down, entered and won. And thus, you know, became known, decided to put together a band. So he went to the military bands. So the military had a lot of the bands, and he went to hotel bands. That's where you found the people to play. And he got them together, and they formed their own band. And they started by playing small clubs, and finally they got into a big hotel. And that's how you make it in Somalia. If you can get into a big hotel and become the house band, you're big time. Well, they recorded Volume 1, was put onto cassette. The master tape was on a cassette. So people would come in and listen. And they go, hey, I really like that. How do I get it? They'd go back and they would they would take their master cassette and they would make a copy. So they made copies of those cassettes for people that wanted them. And so this is the music that they did from that, from Volume 1 and Volume 2. Just another version of African rock. African funk is in there. So you have that feel. There's the horns. It is different because you're in a whole different country, so there's a different feel to it. This is more of their traditional songs. They took traditional songs and sacred songs and put them to music. In the hotel, they would do popular tunes, and for the tourists or whoever were there. But on album, they wanted to do more of the traditional stuff, but then funk it up and rock it up, which is what many of these bands did. So this is from Analog Africa, another one of the wonderful albums out of Analog Africa. Not much there to show. And Dur Somalia, and that is the name of the group. And no, I can't get this in. Oh, there's something extra here. Hold on. Nope. Huh. Nope, just albums. Okay. It's actually a 3-album set. Great stuff. That wanted to explore Somalia. I had this come in. This is Lady Sings the Blue. This came from Vinyl Me Please. I believe it was last month or it was the month before. I wanted to cancel it. I didn't want it. It's just, yeah. I mean, I know Billie Holiday. It's not my normal fare. It's not what I would throw on. It's something, it's like, yes, she's important, but I'm slimming down my collection. I can't have every important thing anymore. If I had the basement, hell yeah, I can put whatever I want. Now I was trying to be selective. But I was, like most clubs, record clubs from my past, I forget to tell them I don't want it, and I get it. And like the past, I get it, and I go, God, I'm really glad I got that. Really neat stuff. Billie Holiday, Eleanor Foray, I believe was her real name. Born passed in 59. Right? I was born in 59. She passed. Probably my fault. This is from 56. She redoes her songs. It's kind of her song book that she redoes for, and they put it on wax. It was a couple years in the making. Has a nice, usually they have a smaller book. This one here has a bigger book. The thing with Billie Holiday, when you think about her, what she did, she pioneered phrasing again on how songs, how to manipulate a phrase, how to manipulate the tempo of the music. She did such an important job of that. Too often we think of her, Late Lady Sings the Blues is obviously a movie. She had such a tragic life of terrible men, of drugs, of alcohol. So, it's just a beautiful movie of tragedy that's out there. But her music really says it all. And, she just has these, when she's singing here, there's kind of a husky, almost improvised vocals going on. She was getting older, and drugs and alcohol obviously had affected her voice, but she felt she never sounded better. Yeah, and one of the songs I always liked was like Strange Fruit. It came out in 1939. It was a song about anti-racism. In 39, she's putting this out, and it was about lynchings that were going on in the South. And here she was, already saying, this is wrong. And sings about it. So, of course, Lady Sings the Blues on here. God Bless the Child. So, you know what? I wasn't going to get it. I got it. Happy I have it. Sounds incredible. So, way to go. I have this next one, a group called Gun. This is Gun's second one, Gun Sight. It is a UK power trio. Kind of progressive rock, heavy rock, a little psych going on in here. It's not bad. This one came out in 1969, and it has a little more stripped down production than their first album had on here. They have a ballad called Angeline, where they decide that we need to add in some strings and some tickling ivories. Yeah, you know, I just wish some of these guys, you're heavy, man, stay heavy, don't add strings and start, let's make a hit, we'll do a ballad. Everyone's trying a power ballad, even back in '69. But then there's like songs, oh wow, it's really hard to read the songs, Dreams and Screams, and there's just pummeling guitar and bass going on, and I'm going to play a cut from that, and it just has this bluesy guitar riffs happening within that. Just really, really good songs. Some of the songs have kind of a hypnotic groove to them. Situation and Vacant is one that I can think of. What was another one? There's now I can't find it. Escapes me. I'm having a problem today. Eden of Time, I believe. Edge of Time. Edge of Time was the other one. And it has almost like this hypnotic groove, kind of Hawkwind. It was like Hawkwind listened to a couple of songs and go, we want to do this. We want to do this. And took some. So the second album from Gunsight. Final one, I just really quickly show. This came in, and gosh darn, it was some VCLT, and I cannot find who sent it. Is it on black vinyl? It's B.B. King, My Blues, from 1960. Really great stuff. I was thinking it'd come from Randy Deadwax 66 from Chris the Blue Guy's auction he had for me. I'm not positive. I don't know. I'm sorry about that. But this was from 60, just B.B. King, a little more stripped down B.B. King. He wasn't necessarily my favorite bluesman because he was smooth, but he sounds great on here. It's a fun listen to him play. You know, I've always been a Chicago, Detroit kind of blues guy. I mean, rough, gritty, some of the southern stuff. And the Memphis blues had a lot more soul to it. And, you know, and B.B. King had a lot of soul in his music. But really, this was an awesome listen. Glad to have it because my blues collection just got annihilated, and so I just didn't save much of anything. Just couldn't. But this was great to get. So, all right, that was a lot. And for those that stuck around, hey, great job. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed them samples. Cat did pretty good there, huh? It's just now I'll be done, and he'll go and he'll hop in bed with the wife and bother her till she eventually gets out of bed. But it's only 4:30 in the morning, so she's going to be sleeping for a while longer. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Check out those documentaries, FlipSideCT and James Griffith. You won't be disappointed. Have a great week. Bye.